Good day. Sorry I didn't see the little red light there. Just got through doing my cardio, so I'm a little sweaty and out of breath, but it's good sometimes to do cardio before you do your weight training. And I'm going to show you a few moves today, again from this magazine article I found that I've had for years. And I would rather do it with 6-pound weights, but I have just 8 pounds. Now, hardcore weightlifters really wouldn't be doing these exercises anyway, so I thank you if you're watching, and if you have friends you can show them these, but these are starter moves, easier moves for people, the general public that isn't doing a lot of resistance training yet. So we're going to work a lot of, these moves will work multiple body parts. Quads, hamstrings, glutes, abs just because you're standing up and using a stable core, your back, your shoulders, and your arms. But it's not, I'm not targeting just your bicep or just your quad, so it's multiple muscles involved here. The first one is a squat and a shoulder press. It's very important that you squat appropriately using good form so that you don't hurt your knees. And you should never hyperflex. So, you know, I was watching this really strong man at the gym the other day doing big time squats, and he was going, his butt was going almost to the ground, and it's just really bad for your knees, especially when he's pressing, I don't know, squatting hundreds of pounds. And we're not using a ball, which is the way we start, right? So if you had used the stability ball in the past, where you press it against the wall and do your squats, then you've gotten the right form. So this exercise starts with 2 dumbbells, 4, 6, 8, 5, 10 pounds, whatever's right for you. Feet underneath your hips. And the move starts down. Push, up, lift your arms, arms down, and back, and straight, lift, up, and down. So this is working definitely my glutes and my quads, and my core, and my shoulders. And sometimes you can hear me pop, because I'm old. Up and down. So that's a good move that people can do when they're working out. And some people might choose to do, say, 10 repetitions and work up to 3 sets of that. So each time you go squat, stand, press, and come back, that's 1. Another exercise that you can do at home or in the gym to work into the middle of your back are dumbbell rows. You can bend over and put your hand on a chair, on the table, on your leg. If you're working your left arm, then your right leg is the one that's out the most, and vice versa. At the gym, you might see people put their leg on a bench and lean over and hold the bench. So let's just do it. I'll do it 2 ways. My hand on the table. And so the important part here, and again, I have a mirror in front of me, so that might be helpful for you, is to keep my shoulders even. So I'll start with my hand on my thigh, but not pressing my knee. And I want to draw my elbow back far. So the elbow's going back and release down. Pull the elbow back and release down. Again, you have your hand on the table if you like, on the chair. I guess it's not just my body either. I like to move here. Pull the elbow back and keep your shoulders even, and think about the elbow going back and the shoulder blade coming in, and you're working in your back area, and then stand up. So if I had the weight in my right hand, my left leg's out, leaning forward. And you might see mistakes in my form, so correct them when you do it. You know, it's good to have somebody around, or a mirror that can help you, but a mirror won't tell you everything. So these are dumbbell rows. Some people even do them 2-handed. So that will work your back. Next in this is alternating back lunge, and a back lunge just means that instead of going forward to lunge, you're going back. There's many different ways to do lunges, which will work definitely your quads and your butt, but your core and many other body parts. So you can start with your feet together, hip width apart, and do just a lunge forward and then push back, alternating, and push back. You can do right leg and come back and just do 8 and stop and 8 and stop. You can do right leg forward and then down and up, down and up. This might be good for beginners to concentrate on keeping your knees from going over. Don't shoot over your toes. Oops. And use your core to go straight down in the middle. And of course you can do alternating across the room. Be mindful of your form. You can hold weights in your hand. But since we haven't done any lunges before, we don't need to start off with weights. So in this magazine article, they're doing the reverse lunge. So you stand like this, and you might start with your right leg, back, bend, come up. On your toe, bend, up, and straight. Let's see if I can do that without having to grab my table. So take your time to tell you that. Anytime you're lifting weights, except maybe if you're doing some pulses in the abdominals, it's meant to go slow. And even if you're doing, for instance, a bicep curl, and you go up 1, then you might come down 1, 2. So it's often slower on the second part of the move. And another 2 more moves to have in this one for your back are taking the rows that we did, but more like a fly, I should say. You bend over with your weights, holding your abs and your core, keep your back nice and flat, and take the weights and, I'm trying to think of how to tell you, your elbows are not locked out, but they're not bent in either, so they're kind of loose, but your arms are nice. I mean, wherever you have them, they're not wishy-washy, they're firm. And you pull your shoulder blades together and release. Pull and release. Now, these 8-pound weights, I'm almost positive, are too heavy for me to do this with good form. So I would do it, yeah, I can't. I'm not going to hurt myself to try to prove a point. So say I would have 6-pound weights and just pull up and release, up and release. And again, a person who uses this exercise, again, working their back and then their core because you're staying still, might choose to do 8 to 10, 10 to 15 reps and work on increasing sets. And the last one that I'm going to show you today is the deadlift, which will work your back and your hamstrings. And I am fond of this one. You can start without weights to get good form. So you're thinking of going forwards, your knees bend slightly, and your butt goes out, and your back is flat. So much to remember. Sometimes it's easier just to show you. And my feet are not wide enough. There we go. So your legs are a little bit wider on this one. And you should feel it in your glutes more while you're doing it. Then you'll feel it in your back, but it is working your back. And my abs are pulled in, and I'm thinking of stabilizing my core. So to add weights to that, you think of the weights going down close to your legs. And you can do this with a barbell. I prefer to do it with a barbell. So you go down and come up. Down and come up. There are many variations you can add later. You can add rows to this. You can add, I forget what it's called now, that has a name, where you also do overhead presses. Okay, so that was a few exercises to work your back, your upper parts of your legs, your buttocks. I think that's all you need for today, and I look forward to making the next exercise video.